welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We're here to recap the first week of the NFL season. And as always, we're going to pick the Thursday night football game at the end. Packers versus Commanders in Green Bay. As always, go down, like, subscribe, comment who y'all got below and how you felt about this week one NFL slate. I'm Paul Pickle-Winham, and I'm joined with.
You already know it's that boy Kev Water Voice the boy, aka the Don PYE, always the realest on your screen, and the saddest fan in the world right now. It's tragic.
Now, I don't know if you
Week
can be
one was
sad.
phenomenal. Awesome week one. Probably one of my favorite week ones in a minute. But boy, Paul, that shit did not feel good watching my team get their ass beat.
No, I don't know if anyone could be sadder than me. We had the lowest scoring team of all weekend. The Texans didn't even score a touchdown, and they scored more points than us. Um, uh, I waited what was like 240 days or some crazy shit. They said that's how long we had to go without football, and I waited that long to watch the Miami Dolphins just come out late. Not only did he play bad football, but you had Daniel Jones literally break history, like he did things Peyton Manning could never do in his whole tenure on the Colts and his first start ever. So yeah, like it was. And they say nothing but up from here, but I'm already looking at the transfer portal, and that shit's looking juicy.
Juicy is crazy. Bro, I'm so upset right now. For some reason, my headphones don't want to fucking work. But
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, man. But this week one was crazy. I mean, it started off with a very good, like we said, Paul. Remember, anytime I hate on the fucking week one game, it's always a good ass fucking game. And then motherfucking that Friday game was insane. The Sunday night game was insane. I
That
didn't even see the Monday night game. And it was insane. Like every primetime game was fucking slapped.
No, they definitely did. They're saying the Sunday night football game is gonna be. It's already game of the year, but it's like it's gonna be a tough game for anybody to beat game of the year status because down 15 points with 9 minutes left. Josh Allen does. I mean, Bills fans are literally leaving the stands before they do what they
Literally,
did.
bro. They were comparing it to the Rams versus Chiefs Monday night game, like what in 2021 or 2020. I can't remember when that game was. Stupid fire, absolute cinema. I left. You know what's crazy? I thought the game was over. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like after they missed the 2 point conversion, so like I was vibing with the homies, so I left to go get some cheeks, and like I'm coming about like an hour and a half later, I go check my phone, and I'm like, why are people making memes with the Ravens on the floor? What the fuck? Like, I'm watching, look, I'm just because I didn't know what happened. So I'm just looking at memes on my Instagram. Like, why are niggas talking about the Ravens are frauds? The Ravens, what the?
It turned so
I'm
fast.
over here looking like, who is this older? And the ones that were killing me was they kept showing the old nigga, the old memes for the kicker, for the Bills kicker. And I'm just like, what the fuck happened while I was gone? This was
They
an
did.
insane week of football, Paul. Where do you want to start at?
We go top down, opening with the NFL kickoff. Eagles winning home opener 24-20 against division rival Cowboys. Eagles did good. O-line did their job. Shake like it wasn't nothing eye popping. AJ Brown catches one pass. That was a big storyline. Like coming into the year. But the Eagles do exactly what Eagles do, and they win football games. Not the prettiest, but they overall look like the better team. And the Cowboys kept it close, like I said they would. I thought nine. What was it, like 8.5, 9.5 points for the season opener divisional game is crazy big spread. And I don't want to say CD and Jake Ferguson costed them boys, but Dak was throwing some darts late in the game that should have been caught. That instead turned into drops, and they end up losing this game. But for once, I can say it wasn't completely Dak's fault.
I mean, the defense was atrocious to begin the game. I mean, the defense was atrocious to begin the game. They couldn't stop the run for nothing, which is what we expected coming into the season. And the offense was rolling. Like if the offense, the only way this team is going to win games is if this offense locks in and really, really keeps the game within reach.
Yep, and it was both defenses the first half that sucked. It was 20-21 at halftime. You're thinking this game's gonna go over. The over under of this game was like 46. It's 41 points at halftime, and then there's 3 points scored in the second half total, which is it was absurd. 41 in the first half, three in the second half. Eagles did enough to win. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley is just that running and quarterback duo is hard. It's gonna be hard to stop.
Nah, no cap. I mean, they showed us last year with the how many fucking rushing yards that Saquon had and all these touchdowns that Jalen Hurts can get, and it's low key pissing me off because like I had a chance to chop it with some like casuals with some NFL casuals, and them boys was snapping. They're talking about something. I think there's something wrong with AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts. I think they don't like each other. I think they don't like. I think, and I'm just like, oh, you guys don't watch football. Like this is literally everything they said last year. And guess what the fuck happened? They won the Super Bowl. I'm not saying it's the same team from last year. I'm just saying that like you should be very calm when you're talking crazy about these motherfuckers. Like you end up looking pretty stupid at the end of the day most of the time.
The only thing moving forward that's gonna probably hurt these boys is Lane Dickerson, right tackle, gets hurt in like the third, fourth quarter. They end up winning the game still, but like their bread and butter is the O line. So that injury with him, just moving forward, we're just gonna have to see how they respond. They definitely have key pieces all over the O line, but still, it's just like Lane Dickerson is a pretty solid O lineman to lose first game of the season. Then we had the Sao Paulo Brazil game. Chargers winning. They were the underdog, first dog of the NFL slate to win a game. Chargers win 27-21. Everybody, including both me and you, were on the Chiefs here. Everybody was saying, oh, Andy Reid had so many days to prepare for this game. They got embarrassed in the Super Bowl. They're definitely going to come out swinging here. Um, and I feel like everybody has kind of overlooked Harbaugh in this Chargers unit, which is last year they played very good football. It was hard not to pick them every week. And this year, they showcase that they're a tough football team again. They're going to tackle. They're going to run the ball down your throat. But the big difference is Justin Herbert and his receivers showed up for one. Like last year, they were winning games off of this effort and running the ball and good defense, whereas Herbert showcases 318 yards, 3 touchdowns. Quentin Johnson looks like a top 10 pick that he was 2 years ago. He actually looked like that guy this week with his 79 yards, touchdown, and I think like 6, 7 catches. Omarion Hampton, he didn't have the big rookie debut at running back, but he looked like an RB1 in NFL. He looked like he can shoulder the workload. Um, it's gonna be. I think this is gonna be the year the Chiefs don't win their division for once, and it had nothing to do with
Mm.
lack of talent, but rather the talent around them has kind of caught up.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are interested. Like, I think that's a very good take when you say that the talent around them is caught up because I think that's what this entire division is going through every offseason. Like, how can we keep up with the Chiefs? How can we beat the Chiefs? I don't know if they're gonna lose the division. That's a lot. But they're definitely gonna have some competition this year. And I think they gotta figure out and adapt because that passing offense was getting torched the entire day. Like Justin Herbert and them boys showed up for sure and they had a great game plan, but yeah, though Trent McDuffie is the only motherfucker I saw in that passing. I saw in that secondary that could really stop some shit. Like them boys was getting off. Justin Herbert was having his way, and even late when they scored the last touchdown, I was like, this game is over."
That and Xavier Worthy did get hurt in the very first like snap on offense, so that is something. I think it was like some shoulder injury. He's gonna be out for he might be able to go next week. They're saying, but it's leaning towards he's probably gonna miss the second week, but it won't be much of injury lingering into the rest of the season. But moving forward for at least a week, maybe 2 weeks, Hollywood Brown's probably gonna be wide receiver one for the Chiefs, and Juju wide receiver two. I mean, last year the Chiefs had worse, so I'm not too worried about that, but it is just something like, damn, you had a shiny new toy in Xavier Worthy that everyone hyped up. I drafted him in almost every draft I had, especially when Rashee Rice is going to miss the first few weeks. Xavier Worthy was going to the moon. So just for him to get fucking cocked by Travis Kelce, it's kind of hurt.
I feel you. That's what I felt when I seen Brock Bowers get hurt. I was like, "Yo, bro, you're snapping. What are you doing?"
Then we the 1 o'clock games. We kind of skipped through this one. Colts come in and just beat the fuck out of the Dolphins here.
Beat the shit out of them boys.
I told people Daniel Jones would be QB1 for the Colts. I did not expect this. I don't think anyone expected this. He came in there, 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. The whole offense came alive. Jonathan Taylor looked good. Michael Pittman turned the time back a little bit. And just the big thing that kind of killed us early and throughout the whole game was our offense just looked like complete shit. We had two turnovers back to back, an interception down the middle, followed up by a fumble from Tua. I was calling for Tua to be hung at at the 50-yard line at halftime, and I'm kind of, I was the biggest Tua fan, and at this point, I think I'm off the Tua train. I think I saw enough week one. We need a 6'6" quarterback, 250 pounds. That's all. That's my next want list. I'm tired of these small, fragile quarterbacks that can't hold on to the ball, and he just kind of looks like he's getting panicked in the pocket. I don't know if it's because of previous hits and stuff like that, but he just hit that composure he once had when shit wasn't there just doesn't seem to be there. I know it's only 1 week, but this is the fucking Colts, and for us to just go out there and put up 8 points in this stuff, as Zach Wilson was in to end this game. And that's kind of seeing that. This kind of told me where my season's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I came in screaming like Dolphins anything, but I'm always like I was always a Mike McDaniel fan, so like I always liked
He's
to
out of
see
there
that.
too. Pack your
Yeah,
shit,
he's gone.
bro. And the nice sunglasses. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, because his offense got figured out quite 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. This is one of the best offenses in the league. Scored 70 points on the Broncos. But this offense has been through some things. This team has gone through some shits. And if they don't start winning soon, like they are gonna have to start making some adjustments.
Tyreek Hill on the move is what I'm hearing if we have another bad game, and Mike McDaniel's out the door. So we'll see how this season progresses.
Dang, you guys have to do really bad. I don't know, but the coach slapped. I didn't. You know what made me mad about watching that game? It wasn't that the Dolphins' defense was bad because it was, but it was the fact that the Colts just did everything. They never showed how complementary their offense and their team is. Like they have a really decent coach. If they have a quarterback that can manage the game, their running back Jonathan Taylor gonna eat. Even Michael Pittman looked decent. I was like, oh, you guys can complement each other really well if the game plan fits it, makes it fit. So I'm going to be watching these Colts these next 2 or 3 weeks to see, like, yo, you guys actually decent? Do you guys have a team that can mesh well? Can you eat? Is AR really going to be on the bench all season? Because if
Oh
Daniel
yeah.
Jones keeps playing like that, there's no
I,
point in even.
I was big on Daniel when they signed Daniel Jones. I was like, he's winning QB1 status, and I didn't expect this. I didn't expect 33 points off the rip, but I did expect. Oh, you got a quarterback that probably is going to be a game manager instead of trying to be what Anthony Richardson tries to be sometimes. Probably gonna
Yeah,
be.
I actually got to go pick on Daniel Jones on fantasy right now.
Then we had this is the battle in Atlanta, 20-23. Michael Penix, and he got y'all boys in the field goal range, and once what we thought was once automatic from Young Hoku just no longer is as automatic as we thought. Unfortunately, Falcons lose their home opener against the Tampa Bay Bucks for you, Kev. What are your key takeaways leaving that game?
Um, Kill yourself? No, I'm playing. But I mean, our team. My mentor said something really, really good. He was talking about Michael Penix is a hurry up offense type of guy. Like that's all he did in Washington. And you can see like in the beginning when we was kind of just moving, we was maneuvering, he wasn't really setting, going slow or anything. He looked good. And in the end, when you had to make the plays and you had to rush the ball, you had to do what you needed to do, he looked good. So like I think Michael Penix is just the dude that we got to figure out how to adapt, keep him in places, make sure he's staying protected because once he gets a little bit too much pressure, once he gets a little breast pressure, he starts kind of like getting a little flustered. That's when we start having 3 and outs back to back. But I'm not mad at our team. I think it was a good game. It just sucked that we went out like that because Young Hoku was our best player at one point. Like after Matt Ryan and Julio Jones left, I swear Young Hoku was the most consistent. So the fact that it's like, oh fuck, if this dude, we can't even like trust this dude to seal the game for us, it's going to be a long season. Because how many games have we won because Young Hoku kicked the field goal at the last second? When we went to go watch the Dolphins versus the fucking Packers, the Dolphins versus the Falcons in Miami, Young Hoku kicked the field goal. So like those seasons that we have like 5, 6, 7 wins, 9 wins, and it be like out of the fucking that's because Young Hoku usually wins us 3 or 4 games by himself. So it's like If that boy isn't automatic, I'm scared. I'm scared.
I will say Penix. I wasn't too high on him as a quarterback coming into the season, but he showed me at least in I thought the fourth quarter moment was gonna be too big for him, and it wasn't. I mean, he led them down a drive, did the extension where if the Bucks if Baker doesn't do his 1 minute drill on the way back, and we probably talking about Michael Penix's dive for the end zone, keeping the knee up and extending it. Um, and then even then, that was like in the last 2 minutes. And then he only has like a minute left. And then he comes down and still is able to move the ball into field goal range. I was like, oh, Penix showed me more in that little bit than what I anticipated him at all coming into the season. And you look at the box score, he almost had 300 yards. He was even rushing for it some here. Bijan and Allegier definitely they need to get some better run schemed up going on because they didn't do anything other than Bijan's big pass play. Other than that, the running backs.
Third play of the game, 53.
Yeah,
I thought we had this shit.
other
So
than that, the
Bucks up
running game was
50.
kind of non-existent. So for Penix to kind of have all that going on and still look good, I thought that was a big sign. That and Mbuka, I thought he was gonna be a legit wide receiver one in the NFL. Chris Godwin being hurt definitely opened the door for him to be wide receiver two for the Bucks. Open up, but 2 touchdowns in your rookie debut, one of them being the go-ahead winning one. The moment didn't look too big for him either. He legit. Ohio State just keeps fucking pushing these boys out.
Yeah, I'm shocked that he wasn't a first round pick.
No, he was a first round pick, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's.
and Buka, yeah, he was a first round pick.
Oh, I'm about to say. Interesting. I think niggas told me on something else, but
Maybe he was a
yeah.
second. I
I
just know
mean,
he was definitely a top pick in the
yeah, they say he has like all the Ohio State records or some shit. Like he did. If it wasn't for Jeremiah Smith, like people would have talked about him.
yeah
But
19th overall pick.
oh, nice. But I mean, I'm looking for. I think the Bucks played well. I don't think they're that. I don't. I literally am standing on my stance that they played well. They played good, but they're not the team that everybody's gassing up. Like, oh, yo, this is a top five power ranking team. This is a team with a good, high powered offense, and their defenses can make plays. Because that last drive when like we were trying to punch it in the end zone, like Michael Penix was doing his thing. Like there's one play Antoine Winfield killed our receiver. If he doesn't kill our receiver, like that's a walk in touchdown. Like the Bucks did what they needed to do to win that game, especially after losing both games to us last year. They came in ready, but this is not a great team, at least to me.
And then we had the Cardinals 20 to the Saints 13. Kyler was sick for this game. He had some like flu-like symptoms leading up to the game, and then it comes out that he was basically shitting himself. He was shitting himself to like 4 or 5 in the morning, the day before, having some stomach issues going on. But he still came in. Him and Marvin Harrison. He swore that they're going to different. They're going to be linked up this season. It showcased it with that. It was like a 40-yard touchdown to Marvin Harrison. Uh, Cardinals kind of look like the same team they were last year. Similar, still built. It's still Marvin Harrison. It's still fucking Michael Wilson. It's still Zach Ertz, James Conner, Trey Benson. So the offense is basically the same, and it kind of looks the same. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. The season was going to progress to see how this team looks when they go against real comp. On the other side, Saints did what we thought the Saints would do. If anything, they showed more life than what I
Yeah, they
had.
were way better than I expected. Alvin
Yeah.
Kamara, Spencer Rattler, like what?
Rattler did throw for like 40 something passes. So that's not a winning recipe, nor is that going to be the norm in this season. But the Saints defense still, like, they still show life. I thought they were going to be completely toast out there. But the Saints defense is kind of a main reason why this game stayed as close as it was this whole throughout the whole ordeal.
Really? Yeah. I mean, the Saints did better than I expected, and the Cardinals just showing that like they're not an amazing team, but like they're probably they're just gonna be a good middle of the pack team. Like they're gonna. There's nothing wowing me about the Cardinals. Maybe Kyler Murray. It's week one. Kyler Murray can lock in, but it's just like, oh, this team's gonna be the same team. Like their coach is gonna do just good enough to not be on the hot seat.
The Saints D line getting 5 sacks is what kind of was like, okay, they still like the new names on the D line other than Cam Jordan, but yet they're still producing.
No, that's pretty gangster. 5 sacks is a lot.
That's why I was like, yeah, like okay, the Saints defense, like they're still showing up on paper, ass, but they're still showing up, which is gonna catch one of these teams if they're not locked in going into the dome.
That us.
Then we had the Raiders taking on the Patriots. Geno Smith low-key threw for like 5,000 yards this game.
Ah,
But Patriots look pretty dog awful out there. all around. Not saying the Raiders looked any better. They just happened to look a little bit better than the Patriots. But for Mike Vrabel to come in and the team to look that bad, I was kind of shocked. I thought he was going to have it more under control. But yeah, this was kind of the battle of the mid. I neither
Really?
one
That's
really
this
looked
is
good.
so funny. I took this a completely different. Like I thought the teams didn't like play well, but I didn't think the teams so. You think the teams did? You think the teams suck?
Yeah, I think they're pretty. I thought like this is a battle of mid to me. Like I just thought like the Patriots looked bad, and then the Raiders still only won by a touchdown. Like if and like Geno Smith, like they both threw an interception. Neither team had any type of running offense. There was a lot of 3-and-outs, and then some big plays. It'll be 3-and-out, and then a couple big plays that get a team into the red zone.
That's funny because this is not how you talked about the game on the preview. That's so funny because like we was really high on the Patriots, and you were shocked when I took the Raiders. I was like, nah, bro, I think Pete Carroll is the fucking quarterback guru. Like he can figure this out. Nope. Raiders defense will save them this game. And
Yeah,
that's crazy because Raiders defense,
Gentry
I
had
swear,
19 carries for 38 yards.
and a touchdown.
Yeah, that. But I'm just remember. I'm like, he didn't do. I mean, that touchdown saved him fantasy wise, but I'm like, he didn't really do nothing this game. And then on the
38.
other side, Ramondre Stevenson had like 15 carries on 7 yards, and then Travion Henderson with 27. It was
What?
just, I don't
What was
know.
Tennessee's average? Like two?
Oh, less than
One
that. He
one point
had
one point
one
eight.
point something. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, 2.0 on the head.
Oh, 2.0 on the head. Nice.
Yeah. Zamir White had a couple touches. I forgot he even played in the NFL.
But yeah,
Uh,
both these teams about to have really long seasons.
Geno Smith throwing for 360 though was kind of good. If you have any of the pass catchers for the Raiders, Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, you're sitting there probably like, yeah, this is what we needed.
I'm him, but
Yeah.
motherfucking Brock Bowers got hurt before he scored a touchdown. So we gonna hope he plays next week.
Oh, he will. He will. His is he's one of the injuries that he'll be fine.
But
Then we
yeah,
have let's see. This is one of the funnest games of the weekend. The Steelers with the not walk off. There's still a minute left, but with the game winning field goal over the Jets, 34-32. This was the lowest over under on the weekend, and it was the highest scoring game outside of the primetime game. Uh, I thought the Jets did it, boy. I was gonna be happy to come in here, like I told you, where this Jets. But walking away, I feel like both franchises can be happy. Like both
very
very
happy.
happy with what they got this summer. I mean, this
This,
first
this is
game.
the opposite of last game. Like both of these dudes are like, yo, we have more than we thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers locked in 4 touchdowns. And
Four,
like, and this was a game because Justin Fields really came ready to like fuck them boys over. Because when they won, because on the last touchdown that the Jets scored, they got stopped on third. And I want to say and then the next play, they give it to Justin Fields as a keeper. He takes it around. He skips into the end zone. I was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with the Jets? Like, this is one of the Jets balling like this. Is one of the Jets have fight like this. But Aaron Rodgers turned back the clock a little bit. He said, yo, I came to win. Fuck y'all. And then
DK
Boswell, a
that
60-yarder.
crazy ass catch where he bobbles it, bounces off the defender, his teammate, and then back to him. When that shit happened, I was like, oh, it's written in the books. Like
Oh, yeah.
Rogers is always about to win.
I haven't seen that since Julian Edelman in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I would say looking as a Miami Dolphins fan, Jets the Jets may be that sneaky playoff team because this is
I
not
mean,
like you're gonna want to play because
I,
the Bills are probably winning division, so it's kind of gonna be like that wild card sneaky Jets team.
I mean, I was expecting more out of the Aaron Glenn defense. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was expecting like them boys' defense was their bread and butter, and how they're able to make it through.
That's true. That's true. But hey, Fields looked like he had some confidence. So moving forward, I'm not too mad about the Jets. Then we had the Commies beating the Giants 21-6. This is a game that kind of very lackluster. Debo Samuel's kind of the big picture here. Debo Samuel came in immediately made a big factor for the Commies. 77 yards, had like 7 catches, even ran a couple. Jaden Daniels still looked legit. Russell Wilson, 17 of 37 for 168 yards. No run game to speak of. Malik Neighbors mad as fuck on the sideline throughout this game. It's only a matter of time. The ball already is not naming week 2 starter. So Russell Wilson's starting job for New York is kind of already on the line after this week 1 performance. But not much for me to say about this game other than the Commies won and the Giants are battling with us for like worst team in the NFL right now.
Bro, the way that I picked Russell Wilson to be my backup quarterback, because I forgot to draft the backup quarterback. So I picked Russell
Backup
Wilson.
quarterback on his own team.
Yeah, I picked Russell Wilson thinking like, oh, because the options was Daniel Jones and Russell Wilson. So I picked Russell Wilson thinking like, oh, this motherfucker isn't this motherfucker isn't about this motherfucker doesn't have no receivers. At least Russell Wilson has Malik Neighbors. He wants to prove something. No, I'm taking Russell Wilson over Daniel Jones. Now look how stupid I look over here begging for Daniel Jones on the waivers after I scored the third most in the fucking league this year. So that's my way of saying, Russell, you suck. But I've been saying this for a minute. I don't know why I thought otherwise. But the commies, they looked cool. They didn't look amazing, but they looked cool. The Giants, they got a lot of work to do. But we knew that before the season even started.
Yeah. Terry McLaurin didn't do nothing this game, but
Debo.
I was gonna say Debo to me is the big. I've been calling him fat all off season. So for him to come in and immediately be a playmaker, I kind of got to walk back what I've been saying. But we'll see. It's just week 1, and it's just the Giants. Jaguars 26, Panthers 10. This was a smash spot. I was big on the Jags coming into this game, and they definitely showed up and played. This game took about 5.5 hours due to rain delays and shit in the area. But Jags get it done. Bryce Young, I was big, but people were hyping up that last 5 game stretch that they were doing. Bryce Young's like still averaged like 180 yards throughout that 5 game stretch. So when people were like, "Oh yeah, the whole offense is gonna look so much better," Bryce Young in this season, I was completely out on it. I'm so happy after 1 week, everyone else is now seeing what I was saying that Bryce Young is still not that guy. Panthers offense is still abysmal. And Trevor Etienne, if you drafted him in fantasy in the late, maybe 8th round, to taking a flyer on this running back who was once RB1, it prevailed 143 yards. And after that, they trade Tank Bigsby to the Eagles just like yesterday for a couple draft picks. So now Trevor Etienne is RB1 clear cut as day and in that offense back once
they traded Tank Bigsby after having such a good season like 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, he had a good season last year too.
But last year,
the new ownership, not ownership, new GM, they're big. They gave Trevor. The word on the street was Trevor Etienne was impressing throughout preseason enough that they were even thinking of maybe moving on from Tank and get some assets for him while his value is still high. And in week 1, him putting up 143 yards was like, okay, yeah, we can make that trade. Give us it was like a 4th round pick and a 6th round pick for Tank Bigsby, which a lot of people were like, oh, what the fuck? For a running back, that's a pretty solid trade. Because like fucking Derrick Henry was going for like a 3rd round pick when he was like getting floated around to get traded at like 30 years old. So like not a bad haul for a guy that you probably weren't going to play too much this season.
That's tough. I mean, yeah, I mean that game was good. I think the Jaguars, they're showing promise, they're showing promise, they're showing faith, and the Panthers are just the same old Panthers.
Travis Hunter and the Tetroy McMillan rookie wide receivers out there.
Did Travis Hunter play both sides?
He played, I think, like 1 or 2 snaps on defense, but nothing crazy. They're gonna slowly kind of balance that out more throughout the season, but they wanted him to showcase that offense, and he did. He had like 5, 6 catches, nothing crazy. Brian Thomas was you drafted him with like a top 10 pick this in fantasy. You kind of pissed week 1. He had like 1 catch for like 1 yard and a touchdown.
Yikes!
The touchdown saved him, but yeah, it wasn't good.
But his only catch was a touchdown.
I think he ran the ball in. It was like he has 1 rush for like 1 yard. Like, the 1 catch didn't help. It was the rush.
So you didn't even get the PPR for that one.
Nah. Then we had the Bengals squeaking out the win in Cleveland for the Battle of Cleveland against the Browns. I took the Browns on this one. I was so close to sitting here, but like I told you, Kev, don't ever doubt out Joe Flacco. He still got it in him.
I was so sick watching that game. I was like, no way the Browns, because the Bengals just weren't able to put that shit together. Jamar Chase didn't eat. T. Higgins didn't eat. Like they just could not put that shit together.
But they said Joe Burrow got the best PR in all of NFL because if this was any other quarterback, boy, there'd be a smear campaign.
Uh,
113 yards. They were like Lamar threw for 113 yards. Boy, you wouldn't hear the end of it. 113, 14 of 23. Never got the offense going. They did enough to win. Myles Garrett loves sacking Joe
problem.
Burrow, and it
Problem.
shows. Uh, Joe Flacco definitely tried to do his best to win. Not enough here, but yeah, I mean, the Browns showcased me with this one display that like this is a better ball club than they were last year with Deshaun Watson. They're showing fight out there. They're showing us a fucking fight and will.
Yeah, I mean, they're not no bitches. And I think there was just a lot. They should have won that game, truthfully. There was a lot of mistakes. Jerry Judy dropped it on fourth down.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco throws two interceptions, and one of them is literally like it bounces off. They were on the floor, it bounces off, and somebody picked it up. Like it's
Those
just like there's just like a lot of little mistakes that they made, but they could have easily. I wouldn't say easily, but they definitely could have won this fucking game.
and they finally signed Quinshaw Judkins, running back they drafted in the second round this offseason. Finally got him signed to the team, so hopefully week 2 or 3 they look a little bit better. But if you're a Bengals fan, you're happy with the win because y'all finally get a season opening win, first time in a few years. But you're probably not happy with the way y'all looked.
Yeah,
49ers squeak out the win against Sam Darnold, newly led Seattle Seahawks. Uh, Brock Purdy's hurt. He might miss a week or two. George Kittle is on the IR. He's missing at least 4 weeks. So, yes, the 49ers won a divisional game, but it's at what cost? Because now they're kind of banged up moving forward.
who that the 49ers?
Brock Purdy has a shoulder injury and a knee injury. He might be able to play next week, but it's kind of one of those. See how it progresses throughout the week. And then George Kittle's on IR. They're already short at wide
Woo! George
receiver.
Kittle's on the IR?
Yeah, he'll be out for at least 4 weeks. They're saying.
Why did I not watch this game? That's crazy.
And yeah, the Sam Darnold 150 yards. He looked pathetic out there. The craziest stat is
Disgusting.
150 yards. 124 went to Jackson Smith-Njigba. For someone to have 85% of the total yards that your quarterback threw, it's just unheard of snap volume. Like that's just, the volume is there. If you have a JSN in your draft and you drafted him, you're sitting there like, yeah, I got a guy. He's wide receiver 1, 2, and 3 over here. Um, but not the debut you want out of a Sam Darnold. Y'all just paid that boy all that money to come in and throw for 150. Meanwhile, you also watch Geno throw for like 340 over on the Raiders. Divisional L, kind of big with a very close teams. How this division is kind of stacked up. But I mean, 49ers get a win, but they didn't look too good. I don't know. I'm just not really sold on either one of these teams.
I mean, nah, I wasn't fucking with none of these. I'm not betting no money on none of these guys. The 49ers or the fucking
And 49ers kicker missed like 2 more field goals. The
You talking
Moody,
about Moody?
yeah, they
Ew.
cut. He got cut. They cut him.
Yeah.
Third round pick they used 2 years ago on old boy, and they ended up cutting him.
Crazy.
Yeah, we'll see how that moves forward. Also, Kenneth Walker got out snapped by Zach Charbonnet, so that's something to look towards if you're a fantasy owner. Kenneth Walker. Broncos beat the Titans 20-12. This was the ugliest game of the weekend. The Broncos, Bo Nix looked absolutely dog shit out there, and he looked like he wanted the Titans to win this game. He threw a couple of interceptions that were just some of the worst picks I've seen. Their punt returner muffed it within their own 20 when the game was like 13-12 with just a couple minutes left. I don't know how the Titans didn't score off of that, but they did everything they could to let the Titans win this game, and they still somehow found a way to win. I don't know if that's a Sean Payton football or what, but Broncos definitely not. They didn't come out looking like they was ready to play this Sunday.
Yeah, no cap. They definitely are not that crazy team that everybody was dick riding. Everybody was screaming, "Wow, man!" The Broncos and Bo Nix under another year of Sean
Year
Payton.
two, this defense, best in the NFL.
Nah, you got to take that shit one game at a time, homie. Cortland Sutton, I was expecting more. He got a touchdown, so I wasn't tripping. But
That's all he catches. That motherfucker only catches touchdowns.
Yeah. So like I'm not tripping, but boy,
Yeah, I mean, if this wasn't Cam Ward's debut, the Broncos probably lose this game. Like if they're not going up against a quarterback that's making his very first debut on a team that was the worst NFL team last year, they probably don't win this game.
no, no cap. I mean, Bo Nix 176 yards, a touchdown, two interceptions, quarterback rating 19.2.
19 point. He was absolute ass out there.
That's your man. So you the only person. The only person that did worse than him was Cam Ward, 7.3.
Yeah, Campbell. Yeah, and maybe Bryce. Bryce is up there too. It's pretty ass this weekend. Then we had the Rams beating the Texans 14-9. This game was so fucking drawn out. It was a lot of stalled drives. The Texans offensive line, the revamped offensive line, they drafted a whole bunch of new absolute dog shit. CJ Stroud's O line got even worse out there. They couldn't block for shit against this Rams defense. And Stafford topped 60,000 yards. I think he's one of like six quarterbacks in NFL history to have 60K yards or some shit. So shout out for him for getting that record, and shout out for them going 1-0.
You talking about the Broncos?
No, the Rams. Rams going 1-0, and then Stafford goes throws for like 60. He's like one of five quarterbacks that throw for 60K or some shit.
Yeah, explain to me this game because did not watch this game.
It was boring. It was on one side the CJ Stroud fighting for his life not to get sacked.
Online still suck.
But they terrible. But there's some things that I cannot say on this podcast that people were tweeting, and I'll definitely tell you later. But yeah, there's no the O line is dog shit, and then on the other side, the Rams. There's where's Puka? The Rams love is running a wide receiver into the fucking ground, and like in every offensive snap, where's Puka? Where's Puka? Puka was
11,
gushing blood out his forehead to come the second quarter. Like I'm not even making that up, right? He was getting beat the fuck up out there.
11 targets for 10 receptions. I mean, they was throwing to Devontae Adams. He had 8 targets.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Adams was a kind of a player here, and then Kyron Williams. If you thought there might be a snap share at running back, wrong. Kyron Williams once again is gonna get every fucking carry in the running back room. Then Sunday Night Football, the game of the year, arguably going to be the best game of the year. We'll see how this season portrays out. Bills 41, Ravens 40. I love when people take the screenshot when there's like 4 minutes left in the game and it's a 15-point game still. It's 25-40.
Wait,
And because 4 minutes and like 30 seconds is when the Bills scored that one touchdown. So prior to that, yeah, what was it? The Ravens had
mm,
where was it? A 96% chance of winning at 4 minutes left because it was 40-25, right before the touchdown Josh Allen threw. And then well, we all know what happens after that. But Josh Allen throws for almost 400 yards, runs for a couple. Lamar 200 yards, another 70 on the ground, I think. Derrick Henry goes for 169 yards, a couple touchdowns. This is everything we thought it was supposed to be, and then some. But Josh Allen gets the job done in spectacular fashion.
did we talk the Lions and the Packers?
Oh, did we not?
Yeah, but am I tripping?
Oh, no, we didn't. I see them now.
We gonna come back around. We gonna come
Yeah, we'll
back.
come back for that one.
Come back around. But no, man, this was a decent showing from the Packers. I'm not gonna lie to you. Packers look like they balling. Michael Parsons made. I didn't know, like, I knew Michael Parsons was good, but it just stopped to make me think about how you make a Sean Gary good and the rest of the D-line good. You're just like, oh, everybody's eating now because you got to focus on Michael Parsons, big ass.
But the Lions, so I know the Packers defense looked phenomenal, but the Lions offense without Ben Johnson, I want to see if this was just the Packers defense being the Packers defense, or is Ben Johnson really that big of a deal? Because they had like nothing. Jahmyr Gibbs, nothing. David Montgomery, nothing. Amon St. Brown, nothing. Like Jared Goff was put into a box and couldn't find his way out of it. Uh, Like Jameer Gibbs doesn't get 10 catches for 30 yards. Like he was a waste of a week one play in fantasy football for a
They
lot of
just
people.
should. That's my number 4 pick in the draft. Just
That's what
cheap.
I'm saying. If he doesn't get those 10 catches, and even then 10 catches for 30 yards is crazy. That's a
Insane. Because like you're not doing anything.
like so that's I'm like just looking forward. I gotta see because we'll get to the Bears game, but Caleb Williams in the first half looked pretty good underneath that new offensive scheme. Whereas this Lions team looked kind of iffy starting it off, but we'll see because I'm not counting out MCDC led squad. Maybe the Packers really are just that good of a team because a lot of people had them like top 5 in the power rankings leading into the season.
I mean, we don't talk about Matt LaFleur enough. We say this all the time. But nah, what was so funny was like reading the Twitter and then they talking about how the Lions, that 2 year run the Lions has gonna be like the greatest. I just got a funny text message. But that nigga funny. I gotta screen record this to send it to it. But the Lions, it's like day and night almost. Like I don't remember this team being like this. Like they didn't seem motivated. They didn't seem ready to run it. I never was a big fan of Jared Goff because he does fuck up crazy in a lot of games. Like last year, like the game he threw like 5 interceptions or like 4 interceptions type shit. So I'm never thinking like Jared Goff is elite number one quarterback. But like, boy, there were no compliments this week. Like usually there's something to compliment that boy to get him going. David Montgomery ain't do nothing. Jameer Gibbs ain't do nothing. Sam Laporta ain't eat. And the defense was getting did the fuck up by Jordan Love and them boys. And
Yeah,
Josh Jacobs scored his fucking ninth touchdown
like bro.
in 9 games in a row. And I'm like,
Yeah,
and I'm looking at Jameer Gibbs like, why did I not draft the nigga that scored 9 touchdowns in a row?
yeah. We'll see. The Lions are definitely a team to circle because the fall off could be drastic. I mean, they lost Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, and both sides of the ball look pretty bad this weekend.
Terrible.
And then also the MCDC didn't help when it was like 4th and 20 and they still go for it or something. I was like, all right, MCDC, bro, you're on like your own 30.
Yeah, that doesn't hit. It doesn't hit like it used to, kid.
Yeah, that shit don't hit when you're down bad. It's like if you smoking and you got a lot of money, boy, you balling. If you smoking and you dead broke, you got a problem. See, like that's that's the two same coin, is different sides of it.
That's some real shit.
But then yeah, but back to the Sunday night football. Bills squeaking out 41-40. This is why you don't leave games early. I saw people literally arguing, "Oh, I would have left that game." Or I want Pat McAfee. Boston Connor came in hot. He goes, "This is why the Bills are the fucking Bills. How the fuck y'all got an MVP in his prime at quarterback, and y'all leave a game early for the opening game of the season against another like MVP?" And they're like, "Oh, I would have done the same thing." Like half the show was like, "I did the same thing." I got It's the first week of football, baby. We waited 200 some days for this. I was watching my team get bent over, no Vaseline on fucking CBS Sports, and I never once changed the channel. If anything, I locked harder, bro. I'm. It's been so long since I could watch football, and you tell me this is Sunday night football, no games left other than this one, and y'all were there live. This is also the last home opener in the Bills stadium. Next year they'll be in the new stadium, and y'all leaving early. That's why the Bills fans don't deserve what they got right now in Buffalo.
Oh man, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you like, I don't know, kid. Josh, I understand you want to have some faith and all that good shit, but what Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry was doing to them boys for those first 3 quarters, and then the play that would have made me leave is the play where Lamar Jackson, like, they had him in the backfield, 20 yards back. They had him 10 yards back in the backfield. All you had to do was touch him. This motherfucker gets a 20-yard game. I'm shook. When Derrick Henry scores that last touchdown, I'm packing my bags. I'm out. But that's the difference. That's the difference between real fans and the folks that just come here to scream. Because if you had stood there, you would have saw one of the best comebacks I've seen in the last 300 days. The fact that they stayed locked in, they didn't give up, and even when they fucking missed the 2 point conversion and they're still down by 2, They said, no problem. These motherfuckers forced a fumble on defense for Derrick Henry. What? What? That's the last thing you would expect to fucking happen. And then their defense comes back and gets the 3 stops to get the ball back. Kick that, bring that bitch down, kick that bitch up, keep it moving. What, Paul? I left it 2 minutes to go get some pussy. Like I was like, yo, this game is over. I come back, what the fuck? I'm mad. I'm looking at the bitch like, he made me miss the football game.
Bro, this shit here, this hitting like crack, bro. That's all I'm gonna say because I'm not a fan of the Josh Allen Bills. I'm not a fan of this team. I can't root for them, but god damn, they do some things that make it hard not to. Like obviously, they're like,
It's
oh,
tough.
right. Like if I was a yee little boy, this is my first time watching football. It'd be tough not to pick the Bills as my favorite team. That's where like all this shit, like the way the fans be moving, the jumping through shit, the litness, even the Bildos getting thrown onto the fucking field when they score touchdowns. Like all that is just fucking is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, dead ass. I mean, this shows that the Bills should be number one in the power rankings right now. They're a team to beat. And if they can, all they got to do is beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. That's all. That's the only assignment this year. Beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, and then we could talk.
Yeah, and it's definitely got the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Chargers right now that are like the AFC's top five. What it looks like.
I don't know, bro. I might switch the Bengals for the Colts.
That's true, actually. Yeah, the Bengals might be switched out for the Colts. That might be true. And then we have Monday Night Football. Vikings winning 27-24. They also had to come back from an early. They were losing early. JJ McCarthy was looking terrible out there, bro. Our group chat was on this boy's head. We were talking about how dog shit he was, and then by the end, we were like, sometimes you gotta be a little hard with coaching. You got, sometimes you gotta be hard on these players so they can be great. Because we was definitely on that boy's head. Caleb Williams came out hot. Ben Johnson in that new led offense. They first drive all the way down the field. I think it was like 11 plays, first drive of the game, score a touchdown. It had zero
Nice.
opening drives to all last year. Ben Johnson's first game of the season, that's what they do. And then after that, they kind of fell off. Um, and the Packers just kind of slowly got their shit together, and JJ McCarthy slowly felt more comfortable in the pocket, started using his legs to extend plays. Remember, he has Jay Jettas. Aaron Jones is still Aaron Jones guaranteed to score a fucking touchdown no matter what year it is. It don't make
They got that
sense.
boy. Could have got him in the third round. I said, me.
But Jordan Mason is RB1. Aaron Jones is just wide receiver 2 apparently on this team. But fucking hard fought game. I'm not sitting here, and my opinions on either team have changed much. I still believe the Vikings are a playoff caliber team. They truly believe in JJ if they let Kurt walk and they let Sam Darnold walk. So I have to trust Kevin O'Connell knows talent because that motherfucker has made shit work with a lot of other players, and they're very high on this kid JJ. And for them to let two guys do that walk for them, I'm just gonna take his word that this kid's the truth. The defense for Brian Flores definitely could have played better throughout this game. But on the other side, Ben Johnson, even though y'all lost, y'all showed me that this ain't the same Bears team as last year. Caleb Williams looked poised in the pocket. He made plays that he definitely didn't make last year. Was a lot smarter with the ball. The defense, even without Jalen Johnson, arguably the best corner in the league, they still got a pick six on that boy JJ. They still played good defense. Like this was just a good divisional game. I still think both these teams are very talented moving forward.
Yeah, this was a game that surprised me because I was expecting this to be a snooze fest or bore, and I was on traveling. I've been traveling all fucking day. So by the time I sat down and watched the game, I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers figured this out. And I watched JJ McCarthy hit that last little run to get in, and I was just like, yeah, just cold. So yeah, I'm definitely kind of not. I'm not high on these teams, but I definitely am looking forward to see these teams do great things. And I need Brian Flores in that defense to lock in because I was glazing jit. I was telling them niggas, yeah, man, Vikings defense can't be fucked with, can't be stuck. Can't. Oh, all right.
Ben Johnson cooked something up for that.
I mean, he does
That boy
play against it twice a
McCarthy.
year. He did play against it twice a year, like forever. So
Yeah, but I said that boy JJ McCarthy got the cold quotes. Boy, he's had a couple quotes that I've seen that was like, damn, that motherfucker kind of cold with it. But the last one I saw was after this game. He's like, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. He said some shit like that. I'm like, damn, that boy spit facts right now.
That's pretty tough. I don't even know what that means, but that's pretty tough.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck, I'll kill for this guy. No, but it's a good weekend. Enough of the recap though. We talked all the games. Let's circle back. We got week 2 football literally right around the corner. So that's why we love the football season. As soon as one is over, the next week is already there. Thursday night football, Packers versus Commanders. It's in Green Bay on Amazon Prime. Packers 2.5 point favorites to start this game. Both teams coming off a dub. Both teams coming off a dub in the division. How do we feel about this NFC matchup? I think it's a rematch from last year, if I'm not mistaken, from the playoffs, where Jaden Daniels got the best of Jordan Love. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on the matchup, but I believe the Commies beat the Packers in the playoffs last year. Uh, is Jaden Daniels going into Lambeau and getting the job done, or is Jordan Love taking care of business?
Oof. I mean, boy, we finna fucking see if this Packers defense is the truth or not for real. Because the Cowboys did their thing, but they played the Giants. Now you get to really lock in and play a defense that looks like they're fucking relentless. So this is gonna be a good ass fucking game. I got Jaden Daniels running for his life because that front seven is coming. There's nothing you can fucking do about that shit some of these days. So I'm expecting, and what's their Kirk? What's his name? Kirk. Their Cliff Kingsbury. I'm expecting Jet to draw up a game plan to go against this high pressure defense. So we'll see. I got the Packers. I think I'm gonna end up having the Packers on this one because I like Jordan Love. I like how the offense looked last week, and their defense was monsters. But I do like Jaden. I've learned last year never count Jaden Daniels out. Like anytime you feel like he really can't is going against the odds, that's when he does. That's when he steps up the most.
That's true. My right now it's still week 2, so a lot of my preconceived notions on teams coming into the year are still there. Like I haven't seen enough evidence on film and tape to be like, oh, I was wrong on a team or I was right on a team. It's like it's still early. It's for these teams to already show who they are. But the fact that Parsons week 1, after just basically joining the team a couple days ago, got a sack, a few pressures. One of the pressures is what led to an interception. That's just kind of insane that he didn't have a full time to even learn the playbook and he was already involved. So he's only getting better as the season progresses. And the Packers arguably don't really have a run defense now. They got rid of Kenny Clark, but I'm not worried about the Washington like running the ball on you. Like Austin Eckler, they're gonna yeah, good luck. Fucking show me. I
So
yeah, I kind of think the Packers are a really good team, and they're gonna be a tough team to pick against. If you're big on Jaden Daniels and them boys, like how if Gator was here, he would say Jaden Daniels is the second best quarterback in the league right now. All that stuff. Um, other than that, I wasn't that high on Washington coming into the season. That's what I'm saying. Preconceived notions might be shooting me in the face right now, but coming into the seasons, I was like, okay, they're still a decent ball club. Are they going to be the 11, 12 win team they were last year? Probably not. I think they're going to probably go like 9-8 and still be a decent ball club. But the Packers, on the other hand, I kind of have high hopes for going into the season. So that's why I think the Packers are going to win this game at home, probably convincingly too. I would smash the 2.5 just because I think they'll win by a field goal or more.
yeah, I would take the over on that one. Would take the Packers on the over, but yeah, dude, we're gonna see. We're gonna see because I don't think that the Commanders are some bitches, but I just think that this Packers team is relentless. Them boys, their offense is gelled. What are they? 3 years removed from the Aaron Rodgers situation, so like they're completely like locked in, figured shit out. Jordan Love looked great last week. He utilized all his receivers, and Josh Jacobs is him.
And a lot of people will say like, oh, there's still no real wide receiver one. Matthew Golden, the rookie in the first round they drafted, didn't look like a wide receiver one week 1. I don't think the Packers need a wide receiver one. Like I really don't think that like that all of a sudden makes you like the Bills are the best team they probably ever were last year. And they didn't have Diggs anymore. They didn't have a legit wide.
Facts.
It's just like sometimes when the team can mesh and you don't have that diva demanding the ball, it kind of helps a lot. So I kind of
Yeah,
think it's
straight
a
up.
blessing more than a curse that they don't have a guy who's like, I need the ball. It's because if you have that, Matt LaFleur can't really run his offense.
Facts.
But we'll see. It's going down Amazon Prime. Good game. It's on 9/11, so there's gonna be a lot of shout outs and what's the word memorials
Real
for
Bebrus.
yeah for remembrance for all that. So it's probably gonna be a good one. Tune in for it's in Lambeau. Both teams undefeated. Someone's walking out with it now. We'll find out this Thursday. I'm Paul Pickle Winner. That's Kev Water, voice of